All right, we're back. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hang out over here in SoFlo stream. SoFlo is from RedRum Team 1. So for the tournament, RedRum has two teams, Team 1 and Team 2. There were enough for each team, which was fantastic. And we are going to watch a little bit of them. Please let me know if you're having a hard time hearing the gameplay over my voice. My hope is that I don't overwhelm it. Give me a hot second. So SoFlo looks like he's running with the Taylor CQB. He's got a single dot, not the Halo sight. A lot of the top tier players prefer the dot for the simple fact that it. Ooh!
There's one behind me.
Wow! Came up and knifed him right behind. That's not an easy thing to do. But yeah, most of the top players like playing with the single dot sight because the Halo seems to be quite disruptive at times, especially when you're trying to find and track the person easily. I don't know. Fat Maze Male. I don't.
Shoot.
I don't know who that is.
Got another one coming out.
Jaywhacking. It looks like he's playing with some randoms.
All right. They're coming through center, through the back way, Watkins.
So the benefit of dying, which there's although dying isn't really a good thing in Firewall, at least you have the opportunity to provide good communication. There are many cameras in the maps throughout each map, which allows you to still speak with your team and coordinate their movements. SoFlo is very, very good at coordinating movements. He can speak in ways in terms of like time, like the clock. They're 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, blah blah blah. But he also uses landmarks, and he never stops communicating. That's what makes him such a good player. It's interesting that he's not running with his team tonight, but that's okay. He's probably just playing some randoms here, which is fine. And that map there. District is sometimes very challenging. The changes that they made to the district map include right there in the middle of the map where there's that bunker, right in the middle, not bunker, the trench, my apologies, the trench right in the middle of the street. When the map originally was released, you could shoot from one end to the other, but since the Operation Nightfall update, they put in two big gates with the green canvas over it. So now you can't look from one end to the other. It actually provides you a little bit more cover, which is definitely nice. Makes it more tactical, forces players to go the long way around down the alleyways, and makes going through the middle a little bit more dangerous at times. You could cross on each end and maybe even in the middle, but it can still be relatively difficult if you don't use the cover wisely. There's plenty of things to get tripped up on there. As you can see in the new background layout, they are using the newsroom, which is very, very nice. I like this setup. It's like right where the desk would be for someone who's newscasting. Looks very, very nice. But this is just a small portion of the map, which is interesting. So matchmaking is an interesting scenario at the moment. Still waiting on another person to come in.
My dot's like a foot over.
Looks like they're going to Compound. They made additions to Compound as well. For those who are unfamiliar or new to the game, Compound originally did not have the solar panels or a setup right in the pool area. So right outside the compound itself, it was just a big open empty pool that really served no purpose. No one ever took cover there because there was nothing to take cover behind. Now they've added sandbags, tents, a whole bunch of military protections and electronics that you can now hide behind. And in fact, hey, what's going on, Crook? Welcome. And now they even have a defending position in the pool, which is really, really cool. So it forces people to go outside in areas that they don't normally go out. But other than that, there really aren't any significant changes to Compound. So now we're just waiting. I think actually now 2 people dropped. For those who are tuning in, I just want to let you know that this is not the RedRum2 versus N.A.C match yet. We're still waiting for that to begin. We got about another 14 minutes before that starts. When that starts, I will be switching over. So like I said, it looks as though SoFlo here is playing with the Taylor CQB. It's like the Taylor, but the barrel's been cut shorter, so it's got a much faster fire rate. So I think it loses some distance, if I can recall correctly, but the accuracy is a little bit better. So you add all the attachments. It's still one of the best. It's still one of the best guns in the game at this point. He's not playing in a league right now. This is not a league match. I think he's just playing with randoms, if I can remember correctly. The match we will be watching is part of the league, the North American Firewall League. That's this little symbol right here. And I'd be interested to see what maps are actually going to be played tonight. I'm very excited about it. Now, just as a disclaimer to everybody, I have played with Team 2. In fact, right now I am a sub for RedRum Team 2. I was originally on the core team, but sometimes, the stressors of league play can take a toll on people. And I chose to drop out of the core position for the simple fact that I needed to de-stress myself. But I am a sub, and until they need me, I will continue to commentate on my team's performance. Yeah, I abandoned the HCU myself. I still really love the HCU. It's a very versatile SMG, but it's better in the smaller maps. Oh, looks like he got a revive there. So that's three downs, and he's out. So despite having the 2 revives, that didn't matter. It didn't look like the guy had self-revive either. So there's somewhere. Now that little wrist tablet, for those who don't really know, that little wrist tablet can come in handy if someone's making a lot of noise. They'll come up as a red dot, so you can really pinpoint their location. People who are not as tuned into the noise that they make tend to make themselves stand out because they move too much, they hit their gun, stuff of that sort. So it's very important that as one of the tactics, you either crouch down and walk around, or you just don't move. You make sure you sit tight and wait for someone to come to you. So as you could probably hear, there's someone giving him some comms. He's working the cameras right now. Oh, hey, there he is. Wow. Well, didn't expect that one. That came up real quick. Now, it looks like that person was running with Miko. And Miko is a contractor whose base skill is Ninja. And Ninja means allows the contractor to move without being seen on the radar. A lot of people run with Miko, especially in smaller maps.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice down.
Already got the jammer.
So they got the jammer. As you can see, as soon as all the players go down, that it drops to a minute time. That gives the attacking team a minute to find all the jammers and hack the laptop. And because SoFlo found a jammer earlier, it looks like they only dropped 1 and they get the win. That's beautiful. Beautiful work. I hope one day they make an actual change to the compound map. It'd be really nice to see if they added some sort of environmental mechanic to it, like what they did with FOB. FOB, they have the sandstorm going, and it provides a whole new way of playing because there's so much sound, there's so much debris, it's harder to see, it's harder to hear. If they added like rain or something to compound, I think it would make it a lot more versatile and diverse in terms of gameplay. and really encourage people to go back there, because right now, a lot of old school players are so used to playing compound that it's, that's why a lot of old school players are gravitating towards the new maps, because they're still so new. We don't know all the spawn points yet, so it's, those are a lot more fun to play. But if we change up the old maps like they did in a few of them, make them a little bit more difficult, a little bit more enticing to go back and play, I think it would make it a lot more exciting. Yeah, it looks like SoFlo already completed all of the operations. And welcome back, Jay. How you doing, man? We got about 9 minutes before the match between RedRum2 and N.A.C. begins. So for now, we're just going to continue to watch SoFlo play. Again, SoFlo is part of Team RedRum2, but this is not necessarily how he plays with the team. The team dynamic and the team gameplay varies very differently from how he plays when he's playing with randos. And sometimes it's just very nice to watch someone of his caliber try new things and just navigate the maps the way he does. He does so confidently. It's very encouraging. All right, looks like we're at docks now, and where they're set up for defense is off of the boat all the way in the back. So the way SoFlo is looking now, there's a big cargo boat straight ahead, and the spawn point is definitely up, most likely up on the left there. So if the spawn point's on the left, a lot of people, a lot of advanced players generally try to flank all the way to the other side. So if you know the spawn point, you know probably not to go straight because they're going to be expecting that, and instead trying to flank. So as you can see, SoFlo's going all the way to the right, expecting the flank. There's a good chance he doesn't know how these players play, so he's being cautious and just knowing that the majority of advanced players try to pull the flank on this map. And this is the perfect position to sit up or hold up and wait for someone to move, because you can immediately look to your right or your left, but now he's going to try to pull a flank of his own. As you can see, one person was trying to move in on that flank, was definitely unsuccessful. Okay, Jay, you take your time, man. I'll be here. So now again, he's trying to pull the flank. He's expecting that all the players are already off of the boat, which would make sense at this point. They should be. Oh, we got another headshot. Someone's there with a revive dart. There's the revive dart, and he got a perfect grenade. Perfect grenade. That guy came out at just the right time for him to hit him with that impact. Very well done. Very well played. Using that cover, ducking in and out, going back and forth. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. Yeah, he's a very solid player.
Thanks, man.
But he played that map really well. Again, some of these older maps, the original maps, SoFlo is a person who's been playing and analyzing these maps. He knows the spawn points of each of these old school maps, unless they've changed them up, like they changed them up at Shoot House, they changed them up at Compound. So learning some of those new spawn points hasn't really been too difficult, but it has changed up gameplay mechanics. But for the most part, some of those original maps, more versed players know exactly where spawn points are and know exactly how to respond. And he did that perfectly. He spawned in the back left corner of the map for defense, knew that most players will go to the right to try to flank, so he took up that position before they could get there, set that motion sensor out to protect himself and protect his teammates, and then took it right to him and gave him a flank of his own. Fortunately, he also had another player on his team up who could have provided cover fire, but I don't believe that person was really ready to take on that role. They were kind of sitting back for a little bit. So I'm going to just back out of this real quick. I'm going to reload this, see if the stream is up yet. It does not look like it, so we will continue to wait. I'll do one more refresh here. Nope, does not look like it, so we'll come back here for now. Let's open this back up. So RedRum Team 2, it looks like Terrorist is going to be streaming for us, which is going to be a wonderful thing. It'll be the first time he's doing it. And I believe he's going to be doing it the way SoFlo is doing it with the, you know, through the actual headset. And I believe Frosty Boy from the other team was going to stream as well, but it doesn't look as though he's actually streaming or is going to stream. I don't truly know. I'm just kind of waiting for people to you know, set themselves up. We got about 4 more minutes before they actually start. I'm sure he's not going to start streaming until you know, everybody is actually in the lobby, because we do to set it up. You definitely have to make sure everybody's in the lobby before you actually start the stream. Otherwise, it's a long waiting process. Look up Dylan Kars. That is Terrorist's stream channel. There we go. Alright, let's open this back up. Here we go. It looks like we are at the office. So they're starting downstairs. It's always good to take the high ground, especially because they're probably spawning. Oh, where was it? Where would it be? So right back here, exactly where he's looking. He knew that that's where they would be spawning. Usually in that room, and what they try to do is they try to take that room, move out of it, and hold the back. It's a good spot to hold because you can hold 2 hallways, which is the only direction that the enemy team can come. So what he's probably going to do now is go around to the other side, because they now saw him over there, and he's going to probably see if he can take the flank. Okay, look at that sensor. It's so perfect. Perfect spot for that sensor. Hit a couple hit markers there. Okay. Very well done. Cleared out that room. Alright, moving back around. He knows that the last person is somewhere here. Has to be. They would hold up to save themselves. Yeah, I get it. So he's somewhere in this room. That's probably where the jammer is too. So he did a run-by door open, which is perfect, because if that thing has proximity mine or a C4 or some lethal on it, it can become very problematic. He's going to move up for the knife kill. Nope, missed. The guy turned around. Well done. Now they just got to find the jammer, unless they already got the jammer. I couldn't. I think that was motion sensor that he took out before. Alright, we're gonna back out of this, come back to this real quick, see if he's up and going. I still don't see anything. He's got another minute or so. They might be a little bit late trying to get everybody into the party. So let's bring this back up. Okay, what are they saying over here in chat? He's playing tactical and he likes it. Walzer is also part of Team RedRum2. Very, very good player. That was very well played. He knows the flanks. See, you can become very tactical and really work these maps if you know the spawn points. If you know the spawn points, that's you're gonna know exactly how to move. Going up against players who also know the spawn points can be very difficult as well, though. when it comes down to facing a team who is well versed in the map. Trying to counteract that, it really just comes down to a firefight. Who's got the fastest trigger finger and who can throw grenades faster. As you can see, though, you'll probably see it in tonight's match as well. Most players run with impact grenades. It all depends on the map. If you're in Shoot House, for instance, it's probably more beneficial into your advantage if you run with frag grenades as opposed to impacts. Shoot House is also a very good place to use C4s. Put them on doors, open the door, blow it, and take people out. But for the office there, impacts are perfect because you got wide open spaces, which is really nice. As soon as the door opens, they're nice wide open rooms, but a lot of people tend to clump together because there's a lot of furniture in those rooms, so it's really hard to move around, and impacts play a vital role in really winning some of those matches, as you saw there. Looks like they're waiting on one more player. In the meantime, let's go over to Terrorist's page here, see if he's up streaming yet. No, it still does not look like it. Whereas now 1 past 9. We do not have it looks like Frosty's got his up though, so why don't we head over to Frosty's page here. Let's refresh it. Well, it said he was live. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to mute his for now, and we're going to pull up Frosty's page here. Alright, so it looks like just about everybody's in. We have That's Not My Yob, Gray Fox, Iron Man. Gray Fox was not originally on the N.A.C. team. There must have been a roster change there. But he seems to be the only new member. Then we have El Candor, Terrorist, Eat More LSD, and Caliber. They are all Team RedRum2.
I don't think we need 2, bro.
So it looks like they're running with running District first, which is awesome. N.A.C. is running Defense first.
Just one. Yeah, that's.
And at the moment, I tried to get an update of the spreadsheet on the leaderboard for the league, and a new one has not been released yet, from what I've seen.
Okay.
So that's unfortunate.
You want to argue?
I mean, I don't really.
So they're at District. They're expecting that they're going to block some doors. If they're in the back alley up where the cinder blocks are, you can block off 2 of those doorways, which prevent any movement from the alleyways, and it only gives them the front alleyway, the sniper's alley to go up. They can only go through the market, or they can take the back alleyway. So if you can block 2 doors, if you're up near the cinder blocks, then it's perfect.
Let's try not to make this an all-night deal, okay?
No. Just appreciate the boys. This should be sweet.
So usually how this operates, so this league runs by a point system. Each match is a point. So if you win the match, you get the point. And in total, there are 12 matches, or 12 rounds. So any one team could accumulate a total of 12 points in one match.
Alright, you guys are ready? They're ready.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright, we're gonna
In
do a
each
countdown.
map, there's 6 maps that they're going to be playing, 3 that each team picks. And each map that is played, is going to be played twice. So each team gets a chance to attack and defend the map. I don't know whose map this was. I'm going to guess that it was NAC's. From what I know, Team RedRum2 doesn't really run District. They have run District before. I wouldn't say it's necessarily their best map, but they can definitely run it very well. But definitely not a map that they would run in the tourney.
Nice.
So this is one of the exact spots that I was talking about. If you can set up door blockers, one there and one on the opposite side, and it forces the attacking team to go in certain areas. They're going to put a sensor right there to monitor any movement up there.
And then we need an ammo drop location.
Where,
I don't fucking know.
So it looks like they door blocked both of those. As you can see now, it forces people to come up this way. That Frosty's looking down. There's stairs right there that leads to the sniper alley, and also where the market is. and it forces them to come up one of those two ways. And then there's a third way, which is all the way in the back alley, but people don't hardly go back that way because it takes so long just to get there.
He sees something back there.
Yeah.
It's interesting to watch at the moment because they are a bit spread out. However, if they're playing it right, they're all within range of...
I lit him up.
Damn, that was
They're
nice
all
double
within
shots,
range
bro.
of revive shots.
Okay, I'm back here.
So 2 ways to revive in this game. You can either shoot them with a revive pistol, you can go up to them and stay next to them and hold the X button to revive them. There is a third way, but it is a skill. It's a self-revive.
Okay, should I go back there with them, or because I got a motion
you're
sensor?
Okay. I'm gonna go with Yob.
Okay.
I have
have
2 on
ninja.
the side Frosty.
One of the things to do is ensure that you have cover. As you can see, Frosty's here sitting behind the cinder blocks, and because he's standing, he can either strafe left or right, which allows him to have head cover, depending on which way he strafes. However, because it's such a tight corner, grenades are very, very dangerous. As you saw,
I got these back
you
stairs
get
covered.
perfectly placed grenades there, and there's hardly any way out of there.
Boys.
That's Not My Yob took out Caliber and Terrorist together
Same spot, red stairs.
Okay.
with a well-placed grenade. Or 2, probably 2 grenades, especially if they were running impacts. It was definitely 2 grenades. Those impacts don't do a heck of a lot of damage.
Nice to go that way. Pick him off.
I don't believe N.A.C. runs frag grenades and impacts, although that would be a good tactic to
Gray,
use.
Does that go straight to you?
Yeah, I don't know how it works because like. he
Okay.
put it in-
Hold on. The
We'll talk
alley,
about
the
that.
door blocker. Yeah, to the left.
So as you can tell, the comms are very, very important in helping your team identify where people are. At this point, you can see they're not rushing to take out this player, and that's key. If you rush to try to take out a player, you run the risk of losing because they can take you all out.
He's by the blue truck, by the alley.
And then they can immediately go right for the laptop. So it's best, especially if you know that the majority of your team's there and they're down to about 2 or 1 enemy left.
Going downstairs.
You might as well sit and wait and let their time run out. So what they're doing right now is perfect.
Gray, you're fixing to see him.
So right now, Team RedRum also has comms going on. They're probably telling him that where everyone's sitting in the back there. So regardless of what N.A.C. does and what RedRum does, they know what each other's moves are going to be, which makes this very difficult for this last player of RedRum.
Oh, we're just everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
This is a very difficult spot for RedRum. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull through this.
Damn it.
This is going to be very, very hard. They're hanging out in the sniper alley because those comms on the other side, I mean, you can see how effective they are. They didn't even, I don't know who this is, but they didn't even get through the marketplace to even pull into Sniper's alley to get some sort of advantage.
Oh my god, nice.
It was Eat More LSD. So it looks like Caliber and Terrorist and El Candor all went down very early in the match, leaving LSD last to take on the rest of the team. Well played on NAC's part. Now the teams are going to switch roles. It's going to, again, be at District, and NAC is going to attack RedRum2. That was a very well-placed motion sensor on Frosty's point. Like he put it in a very difficult spot to see because the motion sensors don't actually make any sort of noise, which is interesting. They're very bulky, so you could definitely see them, but in little spots like that where they could easily blend in, unless you're looking in that direction to see the red outline, you're most likely not going to know that it's there. The only way that you can actually tell if one of those things is nearby is that little tablet on the arm is actually jammed. So those motion sensors act almost as an EMP to your tablet, which is awesome.
Yeah, probably.
Because
This-
at least
yeah,
lets you
probably,
know that one of them has been placed. But then you end up trying to look for it, so it's very distracting, and the opposing team can easily take you out. So again, they're going to play district again. This time NAC is going to attack. I believe, based on the rotation of the spawn points, there's a good chance that the defending team is going to be in the marketplace. And right now, so the way that this operates is the way most teams operate is that there's a private chat. So one team is in a private chat. I know RedRum runs in a private chat almost all the time. That way you can have comms and not tell people plans, especially if you're trying to adjust stuff. It's important to have those private rooms to chat it up. But it's to tell signal to the other team that you're ready. One of the players, most likely the captain, is going to go to that none category to indicate that they are ready as a team for them to start. So when they start, they automatically get put back on their team to balance it out. Okay, so they're not in the market. The spawn point is not in the market. It seems as though it's in the same spot that NAC was just defending. They're in the back right, so they're probably. I'm going to try to call this correctly. I believe NAC is going to run up the right. They're going to secure the right side of the map here, looking down to the left, watching that middle, because some teams fire from the middle there, but it doesn't look like they are.
Let's get this
So they
firewall
secured
real quick.
this side.
Let's get this firewall real quick.
Someone's got that alley right there. It looks like Iron Man is moving up closer to the center to get a better vantage point. He's probably going to be checking Sniper Alley right now.
Push straight up or what?
You can tell that they don't really have a plan. They're just kind of deciding on the fly. It shows how comfortable they are together as a team.
He's hurt.
There's a good chance they're running it just the same way NAC did. They got someone looking down Sniper Alley. They've probably got two people looking on that alley to the far right at that end. And they've got one person watching the back. Exactly how NAC ran it. That's the best defense. That way they can communicate where the enemy's at. Okay, so this is it's held in the other market here.
Oh, they're in the back hallway. Or the jammer is, I think.
Actually, you might be able to impact.
Yeah. Let me go back out and around or what? Because that's going to be a bad spot. You know what I mean? Maybe I can.
So they're hoping that with the jammer there, it's going to give RedRum the opportunity to capture them off guard while they were looking for the jammer. But NAC is they're seasoned players. They're not going to fall for that trap really so easily. Right there, it looks like they were trying to blind fire. So that was a perfect tactic, a revive cover fire, but he was out of ammo.
Get out of there. Get out of there. Yep, we're coming.
All right, so they're hacking the laptop. The RedRum has to move. They have to enter that that construction site real quick. They need to move and get these players down. Otherwise, they're going to lose this one. It's a small area. If they could lob some grenades in, they're probably going to look for a flank too. That's why they're looking down the back alley. I don't know if they dropped a jammer, but if you drop a jammer on the attacking team, you can speed up the hacking process.
Got one.
All right. So look. Oh, and there's the match. Ooh, wow. Very good on NAC's team. Like they held that very, very well. One person at the laptop, everyone watching all corners, watching all entrances. Well played. If I were playing with RedRum, I would say that it would have been the the best option there would have been to set up some of those motion sensors in the laptop room to inform them when someone's actually moving in. And I probably would have kept someone at the bottom of the stairs in Sniper Alley so that they could quickly move in and cause some damage, making N.A.C. hesitant from even entering that building in the first place.
He's a hard guy to get, bro.
He is.
Alright, next
I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. That's the first map down. We still have, hey, what's up, Mustafa? We still have 5 more maps to go, so we got a long haul here. Right now it's 2-0. 2-0 NAC. In fact, I'm going to start writing this down. Let's see. Red Rum NAC. Right now they've got 2.
to control the flow.
But I believe that was their NAC's map. So they played it very, very well.
Okay.
Now remember, NAC is like the top of the leaderboards right now for the league. They're a very hard team to beat. Their first 3 games were 10 points, 10 points, and 9 points. So I don't believe this is their 4th match. I think they've already held their 4th match. So they're definitely well above 30 points at this point. They are one of the toughest teams to beat in the league, along with X-Force and Ratchet Cell. Looks like we're going to Shoot House next. This is a close range map. Some of the spawn points have changed. What a lot of people like to do is, depending if you're on the red side, if the spawn point for defense is on the red side, there's a hallway that you can hold that is so perfect to hold and very hard to get to. And that's where most people actually hold. Now, if you could put up one of those motion sensors in the corner, you can get a better angle and idea of where to throw your grenades. At this point, in this map, you want to run with frag grenades so you can bounce those things off the wall and try to get them as they're sitting in corners.
No, defend it.
So a lot of people like to rush in this map, and there's always a couple of choke points where people always run into each other.
What am I blocking, guy?
You're gonna block this door right here.
This is usually a choke point right here, so they should be expecting some people coming soon. Very, very soon.
Well, it's okay. It should be alright, right? I'm gonna open this door, wait for the grenades. Did you got a sensor at that middle door, Gray?
So this is a hallway that you can hold that is a perfect spot to hold. It's very, very hard to breach, especially if you're on the attacking side. No, this is a silver necklace. I only wear silver. I don't wear gold. I don't look good in gold.
Oh, kill ourselves. Oh, I'm glad you caught that, bro.
Alright, so
Glad you caught that.
if something goes wrong, your team eliminates themselves. Before any shots are fired, if you notice that something's wrong, you eliminate yourself.
What the fuck's this clown doing?
Iron Man dropped.
Okay, so it looks like Iron Man lost connection, so he's no longer there. This guy probably did not run
Through
with...
his grenades, because the second we blew ourselves up, I did see an enemy grenade come in.
Yeah, so he probably wasted his grenades.
I'm about to tell him that's the only one they're gonna get all night.
We could already hear some of the trash talking going
I
on.
told you, motherfucker. I'm like,
I would say hi to Luke, but he is not with me tonight. He's actually already in bed. He had a very busy day today. I hope you guys are enjoying. If you want to stay tuned for more in the future, please make sure you hit that follow button. If you really want to support this channel, I'm trying to branch off and do a whole bunch of different things, but with the support of the community, I can definitely do a lot more, and I'd be more willing to spend more time doing a lot more. Excuse me. And if you really want to support me to that extent, you can always hit that subscribe button, but you're not obligated to.
Okay, I went.
This is for everyone's information. This is the very first time I'm doing anything like this. So if you're enjoying it, or if you have recommendations, please shoot me some of that commentary, and I will definitely make sure this stuff is better than the past. Ghost of Crying VR Luke. Oh, as long as he's not crying, I'm good. I'm good.
We got you guys.
I could nut it. I could not even throw impacts then. It was like crazy.
You guys have.
So at the moment, we're going to be waiting for some of for the team member to come back in.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm definitely kind of
Whoever's host now.
I will definitely transition back. Right now, we are back at SoFlo. He not only is playing, but he's supporting RedRum2.
If you guys want me to host, Yob's hosting.
I'd be interested to see if anyone's going to pick the new map. I'd really like to see that in the tournament. I don't know if it's going to be now, but maybe a few matches away, people will get comfortable enough in playing the newsroom and actually hop into it. I'd like to see some of the tactics people pull there.
Alright, I'm sending invites
Alright, yeah,
out.
Frosty, you host. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go take a leak, then I'll.
Yeah.
Say, Frost,
Thank you very much.
do you mind
Thanks,
if you
Frosty.
hook?
It looks like they're all backing out right now, and excuse me, and they are going to, I don't know, either restart the app or restart the private session. So I'm actually going to keep him unmuted, and we're just going to watch SoFlo here for a bit. I'm leaving him unmuted so I know when they're actually all back together again. For the time being, why don't we unmute SoFlo here? It looks like he went down. He must have went down right at the beginning, because there's still 2.5 minutes left. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, this is difficult. He's not even cycling through the cameras. Anyway, again, I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. This is the North American Firewall League match between Team RedRum2 and N.A.C. Jay is not here. No. If he's here, he said he had to go, but he'd be right back in about a half an hour. But he has not yet returned. I know Crook was here for a little bit. I don't know if he's still hanging out. He's probably doing his thing. I know he's a big-time streamer. I know a few people are in here at least, hanging out, chilling. Hope you guys are enjoying so far all the content that you're seeing. If there's any recommendation, like you want me to turn the volume up on the gameplay, just let me know.
He pops in.
Definitely,
My friend Ship Story? My friend Ship Story. I don't know what you're referring to, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Gray said he'd be back in a second or something.
Oh, Chop Suey. SoFlo's playing with Chop Suey. Very nice. Chop Suey's good.
sorry guys.
It looks like SoFlo actually got 2 kills that time. He got 2 kills early on, but
So, Iron Man, you're going to have to need to upgrade your internet.
Fuck yeah, dude. I don't know what the fuck is up with this.
okay, we're gonna back out real quick. We're gonna
I'll get the
go
light
back
cable,
over.
but I'll run it.
Looks like we're all getting back in here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you need to get that lane cable, bro.
And run it.
Oh, our friendship story.
Dre, come to defending.
Sorry, I read that wrong. Yeah, we met a little bit ago on Twitch. He just stopped on in and really liked the content and decided to follow me. And then he joined me in my Discord, and yeah, it was really, really cool. He's a really nice kid. We play together sometimes, and I'll stream it. In fact, very recently we just played Killing Floor Incursion, which was really, really fun.
So I'm gonna bring this.
So that was very nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring the pain.
It looks like they're gonna go back to Shoot House because they didn't even start that match. Just remember, we only have one map down. We still have 6 more maps to go. Unfortunately, with Firewall, it wouldn't be Firewall if there weren't some of these issues. That's the thing with Fire. It's turning into a meme sometimes. I have no idea what time it is there, Mustafa. I'm believing it's quite a few hours ahead of my time. Right now, it's about 9:24. 6 a.m. Wow.
You're a gangster, bro.
That's the time I usually wake up in the morning. Holy cow. Well, thank you for joining me so early in the morning for you. I'm guessing it's Friday for you at this point. So right now it looks like that's not my Yob, Iron Man, Frosty are in Grey Fox. So N.A.C. has arrived. And we're still waiting on Terrorist, Caliber, We have El Candor. Looks like we're waiting on Eat More LSD to come back.
You think it would be alright? Maybe I'll just play half the match and then Gujas could play the second half?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
Yeah, that'd be way better.
You saying?
Yeah. Don't die of sleepiness, Mustafa. Go to bed if you need to go to bed, man. I appreciate you stopping on in and showing some love, but you gotta take care of yourself. So it looks like Frosty has about almost 12 million experience points. That's pretty hefty sum, and 8 million crypto. It's clear. See you later, Mustafa. Thank you for stopping on in, my friend. It's pretty clear that he does not really spend his money on anything. And he's got 24 hack keys. It's very, very interesting. I believe after Shoot House, because I know RedRum would not pick Shoot House. No one's trying to shoot me. Well, maybe this guy is, but yeah. I don't believe RedRum would ever pick Shoot House. Eat More LSD has returned. So after Shoot House, it's either going to be Containment or Fob. I have a strong feeling it's going to be one of those two maps. If it's not, I'll be surprised. Yeah, I know. I picked up what you were putting down. So interesting note about enemy explosives. A lot of the advanced players will throw their own grenades or shoot enemy grenades to protect their teammates, because then it turns into friendly fire. However, if they're too close to the explosion themselves, it's going to do some damage still, because if it turns into friendly fire, you can actually hurt yourself with your own explosives, so you'll still end up taking damage, but you could potentially save your teammate's life. So they're defending this again. This is usually a choke point right here, so they're going to take the advantage here and stack up pretty much exactly how they did last time. This is almost the exact same play. They don't really switch it up. As you saw, Frosty here just switched his tablet over just to the map. At this point, he doesn't really care about the time.
I guess I can run.
So that's important. Here come the grenades. People are lobbing grenades.
Yeah, I have ninja.
There might usually some.
I didn't bring ninja.
Bye, Mustafa. Don't scream and wake people up, man. Caliber killed himself.
Wait.
Oh, he killed himself. I thought that might have been like
Well, that was a misunderstanding on his part.
second sticky one throw.
I'm right here.
Oh, now it throws.
What do you mean? What's going on?
I don't understand what happened.
What happened to them?
I don't know.
Yeah, just kill yourselves.
Yeah, just kill yourselves.
Oh yeah, they already did.
So that was interesting. I don't quite know. It looked like Caliber had accidentally killed himself, and Frosty interpreted that as, oh, something bad happened, and now we all need to kill ourselves, so he ended up killing himself. That was unfortunate for them. But at the end there, I don't really know what happened. It was either a bunch of grenades or...
Sorry, guys. We lost
It's
one.
all good.
We lose.
Well, if
Yep, Jason. It's just a game. Like, we've all got good internet over here, so we just played for 2 hours. Not one of these problems.
So I was actually going to mention that earlier. Firewall has a history of having network issues. Usually when you have teams together, when you're running party matches like this, or even if you pull people onto your squad, squatting up can cause network issues as well.
yeah, maybe for you, Gray.
Yeah, I'm captain for this American team. I'm captain in the Champions League for Russian guys. I'm captain for.
So we're going to see if we can try to figure this out here. I'm going to see who's missing. So Frosty's still here. That's not my Yob, Iron Man, and Grey Fox. So N.A.C. still there. Looks like El Candor, Caliber, and Terrace are still there. But Eat More LSD seems to be losing connection quite a bit.
Because we're going attacking, remember?
So I think they're replaying that match again.
Good, I know where Grey Fox was hiding now. Hopefully he's still on the same side.
I'm on none.
I'm on none.
Yeah, we're waiting on all of them to go over. Terrace, you want to go over, bro?
Yeah, I'm on none.
Yes, so we can go over real quick. Thank you.
I'm on nano. Just
Yeah,
get
go to
caliber-
attack, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Boy, coordinating this sometimes is frustrating. Hey, Jay, welcome back, dude. At 2. That's what it looks like you're about to do. So it looks like they're replaying the match again for a third time. This has been chronic throughout the entire league. Constant network drops and issues of that sort. It becomes more prevalent when you work with someone overseas. That's why they tried to keep it the North American Firewall League, because it's a player-to-player connection, so when you don't have to cross seas or go over long distances, the connections are better. That's why they said you can...
Oh, my
They picked the wrong map.
serious, bro. What the fuck, bro?
So they're going to go through all this
Oh
again.
my god.
Get yourself. Wrong level.
Wrong fucking map. Are you kidding me? We're just gonna attack it, bro.
This is wild. But yeah, it seems to be a chronic issue. And I know when I was playing, we ran into this all the time. That's why it's important you make sure you have good internet. But when you're playing internationally with people, it becomes a real issue when you're running on a player-to-player connection. That's why we really hope that First Contact Entertainment can get those dedicated servers in the future. They claim that they're expensive, but with the amount of money that people are putting into this,
So let's try shoot house. Fucking hell.
you would think that at some point they'd be able to get those dedicated servers. So we will see.
Fuck.
4th time they're trying here.
I said you're 9, so I'm good.
Please type out the answer. Okay.
Job.
I don't believe.
That's not my job. Just do that.
Job.
Hmm.
Oh my god. What the fuck
I
is going
don't.
on, bro? Where's everybody at?
I'm here,
Oops.
bro.
Yeah.
Defending, right?
Don't.
Hey, you guys
Come
switch
on.
the fuck over, would you?
Yeah. Defending.
Oh, okay. Not you guys. I'm talking about the other guys. Or Yob or
Is
whatever.
a
Yob, switch over.
subtitle option.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
So we're all
Sorry,
good
guys.
again, right? Let's do
That's the
this.
water.
Fucking
We got the
hell.
right map. We're getting.
Okay. Hopefully we can get this one down. We're only one map down.
Man.
We're moving on to another map here. Hopefully y'all can hear me fine. Hopefully the volume for everything is okay. Please let me know if any of that changes. In the future, I'd like to pull someone on
Fuck, bro.
with
Can we
me,
get the blue we got the red side again. Alright, let's do this.
and maybe we can have some more dialogue.
Fucking
Next
hell,
time I need
bro.
to have water because my throat's getting a bit dry. Okay, it looks like they're gonna stack up pretty much the same exact way. Like this is the same formation that they did before. Nothing's different. Now they're gonna sit here. They're gonna expect the grenades to come in, especially if RedRum knows where they're posted up. There's a strong chance they know where they're posted up because they probably spawned in the same spot the past 4 times they've tried to play this map. He's looking down that hall because now he can see this is the only direction they can come from. There's a door on his right there where they can come through. Or they come from that one end all the way down at the end of the hall.
Oh, straight to you guys again.
The only problem with throwing the grenades is that now N.A.C. has the advantage because they still have all their grenades.
It's you guys together.
That was on you, Iron Man.
Okay, so he can see him on his tablet there. There's at least 2 people to his right in that room.
His impacts were slow, but he just said he has no issues, so it counted now. Contradicts what he just
Alright, I
said.
got one in my motion sensor.
Okay, so they're moving in through the end doorway at the hall. There's
One
2 of
pushing Right
them.
now.
Nothing on the right.
See, RedRum knows exactly where they are. There's a strong chance they know where they are. So you can see they had the advantage because they had all those
No, they're over there.
grenades.
They're in the
But that was a
hallway.
smart move on RedRum's
They're in the
part. They
hallway.
had
They're in
Ninja
the
go
hallway,
first there because the Ninja won't. You have volume now. Yay! Hello, Jay.
They had
That was a very smart move on RedRum's point because they had Ninja go first, which wasn't being picked up by the motion sensor. That answers my question from before whether or not Ninja is really effective against the motion sensors, and clearly it is.
Okay, they're gonna come
Now
past
RedRum
the
needs to figure out which other direction they can go because they
Motion
can't
sensor
they
off.
can't go down that hall because that's where they're expected to go, and they know that the sensor's there, so there's no chance that they can go down that way. Their only option is through this door. And getting through that door is going to be incredibly challenging, especially when N.A.C. still has the majority of their frags. So they're opening the door and they're going to peek around. They're probably going to blind fire. If I were in their position, I'd blind fire and see if I can get someone.
Grenade.
See if I can cook some steaks.
Oh!
Two of them here, boys. One left. Oh,
Shit.
All right. Wow, that was a nice push on Caliber's part. He just blitzed that hallway.
it's okay.
Blitzed that hallway.
It's the shoot house, bro.
So Frosty's saying it's the shoot house. What he's saying is pretty much what he's essentially saying is that shoot house is always a 50-50. It's always a 50-50. There's a 50% chance you're going to win, 50% chance you're going to lose. It's just how it is.
It's just one. I'm good to shoot house again, so.
Mustafa, I thought you were gone a while ago, my
I
man.
fucked up. I was stuck in that hallway. I don't know who was behind me, but
So RedRum 1-1.
Behind each other in that hallway.
They won a match. So now it's NAC 2, RedRum 1. I don't know what that was. I just got an alert. Oh, thank you for the host there. Who was that? Oh, Mustafa, thank you for the host there, my friend.
That's another one, eh? Cool. We could fucking first.
it's 2-1.
Oh,
Got
come
him.
on.
He's trying to smooth talk himself
Alright, man, just cut now.
into another win.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're good. I just letting you know.
So now they're going back to shoot house, and NAC is going to attack. There's a strong chance it's going to be in the same spot because there's only a few spawning points at shoot house. Well, thank you for the host there, Mustafa. I appreciate that, man. You had lo mein. Oh man, that sounds delicious right about now. So we are now 3 matches down. We're still working on the second map.
Oh, shit. Just fucking tripped over my fucking VR cord. That ripped it out of the back of the VR. Yeah, it's close.
They are now just waiting on RedRum to ready up by terrorists going over to the nun position. And they are ready. So he's switching contractors. He's going to go Miko. Again, Miko has that ninja skill. So it won't be able to be picked up on the tablet or by those motion sensors. It seems to be one of the most beneficial skills to have at this point. When people become more skilled with Kane's knife throwing ability, then the Rhino skin's going to come into play, and we're going to see people running with that, and maybe Ninja. But again, it all depends on the map. Here, Miko is probably the perfect choice because it's such close quarters.
Oh my fucking god.
It looks like they lost someone. I was like, wait a second, I forgot to host a guy with a guy holding a shotgun to his... Oh, Mustafa. I love lo mein myself, especially the ramen noodles. Like, I know that's not lo mein, but it's lo mein-ish in my mind. So, clearly someone dropped. I believe it's... No, it wasn't Gray Fox. I thought it was going to be Gray Fox.
Spawn spot.
No,
Iron
it's
Man
not
dropped.
that, bro. It's Iron Man drop. If this keeps happening,
Oh,
we're just
this-
gonna bring Gutos in.
So, that's interesting because I think Gutos was... I think Gudos was part of the original core team.
Can you guys go to attack? Switch.
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll go.
Yes, lo mein is delicious.
Where you guys
It's
go to
very,
attack,
very
and
good.
they'll automatically come to our side. Or defend, I mean. Yeah, you guys go defend, that's what I meant. So, yeah, I think if Iron Man drops out one more time, then we're just going to have Gutos play it.
Caliber, change.
Yeah, here it's very important that people are sitting at their headsets at least with an earbud in.
Reset your internet or something, bro? You're still cutting out hardcore.
Wow, his communications are bad.
So my internet, my modem, it has it on the side. You think I now?
You're cutting out. I can't even hear you.
So Sofa, the guy that we were just watching, said that he fight Gudos.
I don't know. Go to party chat, bro. Maybe it's a little better in there.
Fish noodles? I would say it's more like rice noodles than anything. But it all depends. I mean, it depends on the Eastern Orient style. Thai uses a lot of rice noodles. Chinese and Japanese tend to use. I don't believe they use rice noodles. I believe they use a wheat noodle.
All right.
And you can get it with fish. I prefer it with chicken
But if it keeps
or
on
beef
happening,
or something.
we'll just pull Gutos in, bro, so we can get this match over with or something. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so we're attacking. Everybody's good. Alright, I'm going to go back to game chat and let them know we're ready.
All right, looks like we're going to try this again.
Okay, never mind.
Looks like we're going back in. So again, the score is still NAC 2 and RedRum 1. And it's already been almost an hour in. This is unfortunate. Some people aren't accustomed to fish there, Mustafa. I personally eat tuna a lot. I love fish. I like haddock. I like white tuna. I like salmon.
Sounding better. Oh, you just cut out again, but...
All right, so this is the choke point right here. People tend to get to this point, and battles ensue real quickly. It looks like they didn't rush to the side though. It looks like RedRum's. Yep, they're holding back. They're going to be holding that hallway right there. They're not going to make the move. They're gonna play defensively here. They're not going to push. So there could be someone up on the catwalk from RedRum. Catwalk is a very good spot to get a visual of where everybody else is. But I don't think that they're on the catwalk because they didn't push that far.
Nice. Okay. 4v3. Okay, you got one in the middle right there, right, Yob? Or Gray?
I don't have anything. I'm not picking anything up, but I hear.
Oh, I think they're running Ninja. Yeah, I think they're running Ninja.
Yep.
You got one to the right. To the right for sure. Nice.
Okay. There's two down. So now there's two down on RedRum. It looks like we still got all 4 members of NAC.
Okay. Right where I'm at, right?
Yep.
They're on my left. They're on my left. They're on my left.
So you can see NAC is trying to bounce those grenades off of those ventilation pipes. He's ducking and weaving, Alright, looks like everybody's down now. So all of NAC still stays up. They didn't hold. RedRum could not hold that position. I think the problem that they had there was that they were they were not in the most solid position, unfortunately. They were kind of clustered.
Alright, what's our next map is going to be...
That was unfortunate that they couldn't hold that position. So that's NAC 3 and RedRum 1.
And it's a stronghold. Well, besides with Killer Bees, they fucked us up on it.
Well played by NAC. Very tactical. They didn't push too hard. They made sure that they were split up and trying to pull those flanks.
Hey, so, yep, you choose your next map.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm more than happy for, like, there's been so much stuff around, for Frosty to stay host because I'm running pretty smooth now, so it's all good.
Sounds
Okay,
good. Yeah.
that's fine.
Just stay host.
Now, if I
What's
can
wrong
just
with
get-
Twitch there,
now if I
Jay?
can just get my
Having
teammates-
issues with the mobile app? I always have issues with the
It
mobile
seems like
app,
he's running better
unfortunately.
now. Yeah, it seems like he's running better now. He's not
So from what it seems like, NAC is picking their first 3 maps, and then RedRum will pick their 3 maps.
There's been
Yeah.
heaps of network-
So it looks like they're going docks here. Let's see what loadout he picks.
So, okay, Iron Man, do you want this?
It's cool, man.
Bring, bro.
No, the
Yeah, I don't know why that happens.
if you want that, or I don't really
Okay.
matter. But
The app has a lot of issues, unfortunately. The Twitch app.
Yeah, what you got's fine, bro.
is it okay?
Hold on. Let me get that contract.
Do you want me to bring another one?
Alright,
Nah, I
I've
think
got
we're
number
good.
ready, just gotta go party chat.
Sounds good.
All right, so he's running with Texas, which looks like he's got some bullet sponge there,
It's,
and Okoro's skill, which I'm blanking on the skill name right now, but essentially allows him to take a lot of impact damage. So from grenades, C4s, and stuff like that, he can withstand a lot more damage. So this is really his bullet sponge character right here. He's going to be hard to take down. I can see why people would have a difficult time trying to drop Frosty, because grenades don't really help. They do, but at the same time, it can take that extra bullet and continue pushing forward.
nice.
So yep, they're on docks. They're on top of the boat here. So they're most likely going to hold this, and they're going to
Nice, so
split
I'll put a motion
split the boat.
sensor, over here to the left. That way we can just pay attention to one side.
Yep. So I just as I thought, they're gonna set up. Okay. So no, they're not splitting here. I thought they would have split the boat, but they're gonna use the motion.
Long, I think. Come on, really?
They're gonna use the motion sensor to allow them to only hold one side, which is really smart on their part. Right now we're watching Frosty. He's on Frosty Boy is on NAC's side.
I'm just gonna keep an eye right here for a second.
Bye,
You got
Mustafa.
backs down.
Yep, I got 2. One on my left, one on my right.
So it's interesting. I don't know why he put the motion sensor up over here and is holding over here. I would have expected him to put the motion sensor here, and then they go hold the middle and the right side of the ship.
Yeah, I gotta
So-
kind of keep an eye on this. 'Cause
I hear
if they
someone.
do.
This is an interesting tactic. This is not what I would do. Because at least this motion sensor could tell you that they're coming that way, and then you can post up a little bit more easily. It's very interesting. They're very spread out, so they must be very... Oh, no, they're not spread out. I thought they were further to the side. But they're still fairly spread out. They got to stay within range of each other here. Okay, so they're just going to hold this position. They're going to switch out here.
Yeah, back up. I got.
All right, he's providing cover fire, providing the distraction, but you can see no one's pushing at this point. They're being very patient.
Oh my God, you're on left, bro. Give me up.
They're being very patient, and they're not forcing a situation that they don't need to force.
Damn, he had ninja, bro. See if my shit didn't go off.
All right, Mustafa, we'll talk later, man. You get some sleep.
One's moving up.
They're very patient crew, and they're very...
Why did he kill himself for?
That's on him.
I'll get out. Yeah, it's too late in the match.
Yeah, you can't. Oh, that don't work like that.
Thanks. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, they are engaged, bro.
Oh, that's unfortunate. They already engaged, and...
Take backs, bro.
That's crazy.
So that's another loss. The score is now NAC 4, RedRum1.
Back got fucked up right there, bro.
All right, we'll see what happens here.
What the
Guys on my team go none straight away. Guys, when we pushed up the
Listen,
boat,
guys, I don't know how you wanna do this, but I had the fucking gun glitched where I couldn't shoot any bullets, I couldn't reload, I couldn't do
he
anything.
hit the options button, the whole 9.
I did everything I could.
And that happened as I was coming up on you guys, and you guys killed me to the right there. You know
Crook,
what I'm saying? Like, he
what's up, man? I've always used Ninja
I don't know what
as my main skill, but always
send me
wondered
the video or
what
whatever.
what all can they not detect?
Iron Man dropped, so let me go to party chat and we'll get Gutos in there. Gutos?
Yeah, no, you won't die. You'll just get some sleep.
Gutos?
I do love Ninja myself.
Crook
Crook Ninja is a very good skill. I'm not entirely sure how effective it is on certain maps, especially the long distance. I would say Ninja is best in areas like a few of the maps that it's very, very good in is Shoot House, especially with the close quarters. Being able to sneak on by. We saw actually a perfect example of how Ninja was used in Shoot House, where they led with Ninja down that one hall. Unfortunately, it didn't work in their favor,
Don't worry
but
about it. I mean, I can't see him not press options, so it doesn't matter.
Guys,
Yeah, I
we were
pressed
telling
options.
you-
no, I think it's straight up Ninja is straight up.
Why,
We can't see that in
why
the
didn't you
video,
guys
right?
kill
Yeah.
yourself? Why didn't you guys kill yourself when you guys flanked?
All right, hold on. I'm just going to mute this real quick because they're trying to figure this out. I don't know what they're going to end up doing. But last time it was defending on docks. So we're going to see if N.A.C. goes back to docks and they're defending. That means they're replaying the match. If not, if they're attacking, then they're just going to continue on, and that's going to count. At the moment, I'm counting it because shots were fired. Once shots are fired, it's an automatic. The game automatically continues. So... but yeah, Crook, I believe that regardless whether or not you're sprinting or not, with Ninja, you are not heard. That's the best. That's the perk of that skill. But Ninja is great on Shoot House, especially for the close quarters bit. And Ninja is even really good on FOB because if you take in the environmental aspect of FOB with the wind blowing and everything, it makes you that much harder to even hear, because sometimes even with Ninja, like, you can't be seen on the monitor, and you can't be seen with the sensor. You can probably hear the footsteps a little if that's can they see you on the radar? No. With Ninja, you cannot be. You are not detected by the motion sensor. You're not detected on the tablet. The only time with Ninja that you're detected is when you fire your gun. That's it. That's the only time you're detected. I believe you can hear the person, but it's very faint. Because even when you run as while you're wearing Ninja, the skill Ninja, you can kind of hear your footsteps, but it's really hard to determine where the person is, because sometimes, like in Shoot House, if you think they're in the room right next to you, they could actually be in the room that's adjacent to that room that you think that they're in. So sometimes your audio cues are not as keen as you would think. But Ninja's perfect. So like when you're walking slowly with Ninja, you can't hear the footsteps at all. Yeah, it can be pretty freaky, my friend. So I believe they are going back. They're fixing it. Adjacent. 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 It means next to, like touching next to. So like here's one room, and then you have the wall, and then here's the other room. They're adjacent to each other. So at the moment, I am using my phone. So if you hear buzzing, it's because my phone is going off, and I do apologize about that. But so that you guys have a clear vision of what's going on, I need to keep my phone up if I want to see the chat. Otherwise, I won't be able to see the chat. I could have it up on the screen, but why messy up the screen with scrolling chat when I can just have it on my phone. But Ninja's great in FOB. It's great in Shoot House. I'm trying to think of another location that it could be good in. It's pretty handy in Hangar if the defending position is within the plane itself. Because when you go into those upper rooms to try to get the firewall, if they're posted up just below you, oh, your name is Jason. Okay, yeah. Well, then I can see why there was some confusion there. So anyway, if they're posted up near the plane and some people are downstairs, having Ninja on allows you to go across the skywalk and get into those rooms next to the plane very easily. I know some people like scrolling chats, but I want to try to avoid that. If anything, what I might try to do is right above my head next time, if people are really interested in that, I'll put a scrolling chat in there. All right, so I'm turning the audio back on. It looks like they are just all starting over. I don't know if some people are restarting their app or not, but
yeah, it's just crazy.
We're only 5 matches in. We have 7 more to go.
So I don't know. Terrace came in here running his mouth about fucking Prince Cast betting money on 2 and 24 games. Something about can't win 2 out of 24 games against supposedly our squad, and I don't know. Just started running. You can watch the stream back, bro.
Okay, so something happened. So the reason why I muted it, because sometimes situations like this, they can get very heated, and the last thing I want is some negativity on my stream. So I just mute it. If there are some issues, they are streaming, so they can go back and they can check out the stream. And
it's an hour and a half already, and we only played 4 fucking matches, bro.
Okay, so it looks like they're not even counting that last match, which is interesting. I would have counted it if it were me, but... So it looks like they're trying to get back in.
Everybody?
I invited Terrace and then he can...
Okay. Okay, we got Ironman. Yob's getting off. Yeah, I guess. Yob?
That's unfortunate.
What's going on here? Ironman.
So when situations like this start heating up and like you have...
You're going to have to play, or can you not play? Ironman just dropped again, bro. Yeah, play, yeah.
It seems as though like every time there are some network issues or if there's glitches in the game, it gets frustrating. So then when people try to kill themselves to say, hey, there was an issue mid-game or there's an issue at the beginning of the game or what have you, some teams are very understanding of that and they're willing to cooperate and allow you to rerun a match. But then there are other teams that are like, no, man, it's the rules. I don't know why that happens. I'm just going to sit tight here. I'm going to check. Yeah, I don't have any errors. There would have been some notification errors indicating to me that something was up. But no, it looks like we're okay here. Sorry that's happening to you, Jay. That sucks. But the errors or the issues in this game cause so much frustration. It's unfortunate because a lot of these people play against each other and it's usually very cordial. But that's why I kind of stepped out of the tourney, because these things were getting people heated and frustrated, and it was very difficult to be in and very stressful.
You gotta totally reset your internet, Iron Man.
I know, I get it, Jay. The Twitch app is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. So it seems as though they didn't count that match, and they're going to replay it. Right now it's NAC 3, RedRum2. Holy big boy words. I try to I try not to use big boy words when I speak. It's usually when I write. My apologies. I'll try to keep it as layman's terms as possible. But this is the problem when you don't have dedicated servers, and this is the problem when you still have glitches in the game. With every update, there's almost always some sort of glitch. Close. Cordial is Cordial. Cordial just means polite, being etiquette, having etiquette. That's essentially what it means. All right, hopefully there's no more issues here. We got Gutos in, so the other guy is not going to keep dropping. Hopefully there are no issues on RedRum's side. All right, so they started down here. They're definitely going to post up. They're going to defend this position. I don't see why they wouldn't. They have one of the best spots to defend against. You hold the right, you watch left, and you can even easily get a flank. So as you see, they're dropping ammo bags because they are not going to move from these positions. They're going to hold this. So they can either come through there or the middle, which both Frosty here and I think this is Gutos, they're going to be watching those two spots while it's not my Yob and the other gentleman, not Iron Man. Who's the other guy? That's not, no, Daddy Kino is not on the team. But whoever, they're going to be holding, they're going to be watching left. So it looks like Frosty is watching center, Gutos is watching the right, between those containers, and the other gentlemen are watching from the first floor off of the containers far left. Gray Fox, that's who it is. Gray Fox, I don't know why I forgot his name. So he drops down. They're expecting RedRum to move as a team. This would be a perfect time for RedRum to make a flank move and head towards Frosty and Gutos' side. That would be the opportune time to do that. But they're going to have to use containers as cover here. This is a hard spot to attack on. They could easily get to that room, but from that room, they'd have to defend in that room. And unfortunately, it's a very tight room. So a few grenades in there and the whole team is done. So RedRum is clearly moving slowly. They're focusing on the left. I don't know if this is a distraction technique. I don't know who's firing over there, how many people are over there. But if they're using this as a distraction, it'd be a perfect opportunity for a flank. They could easily take Gutos and Frosty out now. Looks like Candor and Caliber both revived. We got revives on both teams. Very good revives, supporting each other. Okay, El Candor. El Candor is definitely a smoke user. He likes to use it as a distraction. So now it's a 4 against 2. El Candor and Caliber are down. Terrace just dropped, and now Eat More LSD's gone. Looks like they're all dead, and that's it. N.A.C. has defended that position and gets another point. It is now officially 4-1. Jay, I'm sure you don't have a small brain, my friend. I'm sure you're perfectly fine. You are still young. You got to remember, I am twice your age. That was well played by N.A.C. Very, very well played. They got a team ace there. So now it is RedRum's team to defend on the map. There's a strong chance they're going to be defending the top of the boat here. I'm sorry, I had that down so much. Hopefully you guys were able to hear it. I know I was talking a lot during that. Yes, right now NAC has 4 and RedRum has 1. And this is the last map picked by NAC. I believe that is how they were running it. There was no confirmation. They didn't seem as though they discussed that. They must have done it through Discord or some other chat service, because there was no verbal confirmation that they were going to pick their 3 first and then RedRum pick their 3 second. Now just keep in mind that Eat More LSD, Caliber, Terrorist, and El Candor are all great players. I've played with at least 3 of them. They're very fantastic. So that just really speaks to NAC's skill and their skill as a team and skill as individuals. They don't even have to talk to each other. They know exactly where they're going to post up. They know exactly how they're going to approach almost every situation.
Take this 3 or 4 hour match here.
Oh, he switched to net. That's good.
Yes, my hope is that RedRum wins, but I understand and appreciate the team that they're going up against. This is a really, really skilled team. I've gone up against Frosty Boy on a couple occasions, very, very skilled. Even against when he wasn't running with his team, as an individual, he's very, very good. So, and Gutos in his own right is very, very good.
In my mind, I was I'm not gonna revive this guy right now. But then I was
There's
I don't
no
want to
way,
step
bro.
in front of the revive either.
There was no way you could have, because you were getting shot at from fucking 2 different angles, bro.
All right, so they're going to approach from far right, definitely flank. So from that spawning position, the laptop is going to be fairly close. It's definitely on the right side here, because this is where most people start coming out if they're a team that pushes.
Right, bro. Should we push left or what?
Yeah, let's push left.
All right, so they're not going to hang out on that side. They're gonna push left. They're gonna make them chase.
I'm gonna push all the way left.
Yeah, all the way left.
In case they have one hiding back here.
Let's get this firewall too.
So now RedRum is probably expecting that they're going to be coming down that right side as always. Yes, I have heard of the Forest. It's an amazing looking survival game. So here they're trying to confuse RedRum. I'm sure RedRum was expecting them to come down and push on that side, but NAC likes the long distance game. They're going to try to force a long distance fight here. They have very good shots, very still hands. And they don't rush. They don't rush. They take their time. They're very tactical in their planning. So they're going to pull the flank here. I have seen Forest VR, and I would never get into it because it would freak me out. I'd be scared.
Or all the way left.
All the way left, no?
Just watch out for those where there's those boxes lined up. A lot of times guys like hiding in those or behind them.
So they're communicating that sometimes people hide in the boxes there, which is true, but from what I know about RedRum, that usually is not their style. If I were playing, I'd be in a box. For sure. That's my style. That's how I play. So he's looking through the tire wheel wells here. The wheel wells of the tractors, and he's got a beat on him. He's pinning him down. Frosty's got to watch his right, though. He needs someone to watch his right, otherwise they could flank around.
Should I close the door here?
Right now they're just trying to draw the fire. Looks like RedRum is trying to draw the fire, but Gutos is moving up on the left, trying to pull the flank.
Oh, got one to my right.
Here's the right. Here's the flank. That's probably Terrorist. I don't doubt it. Terrorist is a flanker. No.
I don't know where this guy went.
I'm dead.
All right, there's one down on each team. It's a 3v3. Frosty moving up, providing that cover fire. Oh, they've got 2 people down. NAC finishing it off with the grenades.
Nice.
Even with the zombie, they still took him down.
Yeah.
Oh,
So anyone who doesn't know what a zombie is, essentially when you die and you go down, your character still comes up and continues firing, and it's almost a perfect shot every single time.
that's it.
So usually when there's a zombie, you would restart the match, but in that case, no one died. There was no consequence for it. Oh, well, that's cool. Hey, you know, sometimes the count works, sometimes it doesn't work. So it looks like N.A.C. has 5 there. But they're not gonna. I doubt they're gonna replay that, because the zombie had no effect on the end of that match.
Fucking zombie like a motherfucker, bro.
Oh, do you want to replay that?
Hell no.
Hey, hey.
No, I sit there and waited. I waited.
I figured they would try to pull that.
What's your,
I tried.
what's your map?
So is Newsroom fucking legit in this one?
Yep. I don't see why not.
All right, we're gonna get to see the new map, Newsroom, played here. What's up, Titch? Yeah, you made it, man. We're only 6 matches in. We're only halfway through. Only halfway through.
Want to bring one of these or the other thing?
There were a few people in chat. I know Crook was here for a little bit. I know he's kind of been in and out. I'm sure he's doing his own thing, just hanging out, which is cool. I'm fine with lurkers, man. And Mustafa had to go. I mean, it was 6 a.m. by the time he last told me, so it's definitely 7 a.m. for him right now. He needs to get some sleep. But welcome, Titch. Thank you for stopping on in. The score right now is N.A.C. 5 in RedRum2. So they have finished their first three maps. They're playing Newsroom, which is the newest map that just came out. Yes, 5-1. They just came out with Newsroom during this operation, which is absolutely awesome. I love the map. I've played it a bunch of times.
Oh, hold on. Let me set my contract.
Flew out for my dad's wedding. Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, congratulations to your father. Wish him all the best, and I hope you guys have a good time.
That's what I'm talking about, bud. That's what I'm talking about.
So I don't really know any kind of tactical advantage here in Newsroom. A couple of times that I've played Newsroom, there's a few rooms you can really just post up in. You can block the doors. There's a lot of glass that breaks. I don't think there's really anything bulletproof here. But one of the worst places to actually be is where the newscasting actually takes place, where the desk is and everything, because those stairs that are for the audience, or those seats that are for the audience, are so vulnerable. It's a terrible spot to be in. But the backdrop for that area is very well covered, so you could technically sit back there. But what you really want to do is you want to snake through some of those rooms, those small rooms, and post up. This is a perfect room to post up in. Me and a team posted up here. They have multiple door blockers, so they can force RedRum to go in a specific direction. This back room here is pretty decent as well. This is one of the best spots. I posted up here with a bunch of randos, and it's near impossible to infiltrate that room. But it looks like they don't want to post up there. I think they're setting down sensors.
God, this is a small room, bro.
That is not a very good room to post up in. I'd be surprised if they actually... I'd be very surprised if they could hold this. Well, Titch, as soon as you come back, man, I'll be sure to hop on in and welcome you home.
Yeah, actually, with this door blocked, yeah, we do have quite a bit of space here.
Okay. I got a door blocked.
All right, so they got that door blocked. That's probably the smart choice, but they can still go back. So the tactical advantage here is if RedRum decides to flank around when the sides are directly from behind, they can actually rush this room from this location and take them out really, really quickly with a surprise attack. The only downfall is if that is what RedRum is expecting them to do, then they can be prepared with grenades held looking at that door and take out almost all of NAC.
We'll hear him behind us.
I think we should leave the door.
Yes, I'm commentating. I am not playing tonight. I've chosen...
Oh, that's the door open. That door's open.
I've chosen to step down from the core team and instead I chose to be a sub. There's just a lot of stuff that was going on that that I wasn't very comfortable with, things that were happening, and I decided I wanted to step down.
Oh, you fucked us there. It's okay.
So the reason why Frosty just said that they got screwed there was because Gutos opened it the other way, which actually provides the other team cover. So this is exactly what I was thinking would happen. They're gonna see them coming through here. Fortunately, everybody's sitting back. They're switching out here. This is very good on N.A.C's part. Frosty went in, threw in a bunch of grenades, downed some people, and then they switched real quick so that That's Not My Yob took the front and started firing, laying that heavy cover fire. Nice shot of the grenade.
He's running back. He's running back.
Frosty moving on in, laying down the law, knocking down the remainder of the team. Whew, they held that a lot better than I thought was going to happen. Can't sleep, Mustafa. Well, welcome back, my friend. It was terrorist, wasn't it? I don't really want to speak to. I mean, unless you want to have a direct message conversation, I can tell you kind of what was happening. But I don't really want to speak to the events that were going on. Let's just say everything's been ameliorated. Everything's fine. Everyone's friends. We're all still good. It was just there was a lot of stuff that was happening that I was uncomfortable with, so I decided to step down and become a sub. So if any one of them cannot make it tonight, I will step in and play. I still plan on playing with the guys and training with them to make sure that they're really well suited for the matches coming up. And plus, I just like playing with them in public matches. So we will see. We'll see where that leads us in the future. But I'm still part of Team RedRum. I'm still rooting for them, but I'm going to remain as objective as possible while watching these. And I know how good N.A.C. is. I've been watching them. They're just fantastic, and they're the one team I was worried most about going up against.
Autograph? Yeah, I'll send you one.
All right, Mustafa. Thank you for stopping on in, man. You enjoy your stream. Have a good stream, dude. And Titch, this is something new that I want to try. I want to try to do some more commentary, and I hope in the future I can include some of my friends as well, where we can join in some sort of Discord conversation, like a voice chat conversation. I can pull that up on my stream, and we can have more commentary that way. I'd like to have a co-host, and I plan on doing this quite a bit if I can. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Titch. I'm honored to be an honorary member of the Scrub Squad.
None of us know where we're
and we still need to play together. And now that I'm no longer a core member of the team, we have a greater opportunity to actually, hook up. You know what I'm saying?
You got that one, okay.
All right. Looks like they are maintaining. So this is the newscasting room. That's the dangerous room where that backdrop provides a lot of cover. But as soon as you go out, it's so open. As you can see, there's not a lot of cover up there. You can see El Candor already went down. Very little effort. They're sitting in the back there. They got a headshot because there's not much else that you can do.
Down them again. I need help over here, boys. There's two of them.
Frosty eliminating Caliber, eliminating terrorists, dropping them. When you're up that high, there's very little cover, and all that's left is your head.
Calm down. Get me out.
That's a good window shot. Look at that revive and cover fire. Very well played by It's Not My Yob. Protecting his boy Frosty.
I got footsteps in front of me.
Hey Rob, no, I'm not playing tonight. I'll share this information again after this match.
I got a C4.
So it looks like they're going to be holding a position down here because the laptop is upstairs. They're holding that one room.
2 left, boys. One's in the
So
window.
now they're waiting for 2 more. It looks like they're holding that room up there, but again, all that's open there is his head to shoot, so it's not a very good position to hold. Hit markers, and done. Proximities, he's probably going to go down. There we go. N.A.C. taking control once again. N.A.C. is now up 7-1. So, Rob, welcome to the stream. It says Mustafa said he was going to be streaming. So I decided that I want to step down from the core team and instead be a sub. There was a lot of stuff that was going on that was causing undue stress, and I just chose to step down. I'm still part of the team, but now I'm in a different kind of capacity, and I want to continue to do commentary streams like this where I can support teams, support the North American Firewall League. So I want to try to turn this into not a very regular thing, but another thing that I enjoy doing on the side. Yeah, Crook. They moved in really well. You noticed, unlike other teams who notice where the enemy is, and they tend to rush in. They try to make moves to get in closer, whereas N.A.C., they are very patient, very patient. They're willing to hold their ground and play the long distance game, and every single time it is to their advantage. They have very good shots. And so it seems as though every single time they're beating RedRum out in the long game, which is unfortunate for RedRum. Okay, Rob. Yeah, drive safe, man. It's dark out right now. Don't get hurt. So we're gonna now. N.A.C. is going to defend. Let's see how well they defend this. Again, they've got the long game down against RedRum. That's the one challenge that they're facing right now. That RedRum's facing is that N.A.C. has that advantage, and this is kind of this is a perfect defense position for long fire gameplay.
What are you doing, Good Toast? Oh, jammer. Okay, gotcha.
Rob is a chef, so he is always a very busy man. He wouldn't dare if he wants to come see his nephew. So this is where they're going to capitalize on their long range advantage right here. They're going to watch those back halls. It looks like Gray Fox and It's Not My Yob are going to look across to the main lobby there.
I don't know. I'm gonna go to my usual spot here.
And it looks like Frosty is going to watch across the way to see any crossfire that could occur from there, because they may flank around that side, or they may try to approach from that side, because where he's looking now, there's a hallway that you can maneuver through to get in a little bit closer safely. But again, N.A.C. is not going to move from their position. They don't rush. They're very patient, and they know when to capitalize. They hold their position. RedRum is going to have to do something to provide cover fire and a distraction, allowing their teammates to move in a different way. That would be amazing, Titch. I would absolutely love that. I'd love to co-host. Co-hosting is so fun.
You got ammo, Yob? Can you place ammo bags everywhere, please?
Yeah.
Or at least
one
one for us. Yeah, that'll work.
Where do you want ammo?
Oh, I got one that just went over.
So now he can see that he's looking for the flank. So now he's communicating with his teammate there to watch out for the flank there, which is perfect. But there was only one person.
He's got ninja, so my motion don't go off.
Looks like RedRum is they're all using ninja.
Oh, he's fucking one shot.
They have that long range advantage. Frosty is Caliber revived Eatmore. Eatmore's trying to get away, but he cannot. He's going to need another revive. El Candor is down. Caliber was picked back up by Eatmore.
One is down in front of me. If he gets up, he's going down.
I got one down over here too. Smoke.
All right, there's 2 left on Red Rum. Eatmore is down. Oh, no, they're all gone. Wow.
Oh.
That was quick.
Oh, okay, one was down, and then you
Oh
just,
yeah.
yeah.
Good job.
I'm coming out of the class. That's funny, Jay. So if Scrub Squad joins up, you'll have to find someone to back up for me. For our games, that is. Oh, for sure, absolutely. I really want to get V Bunny on here. I'd love to have you on here, Titch. There are a select few people that I'd love to commentate with. And you and V Bunny are definitely at the top of that list. I'd also really like to get Pharaoh in here if I could. I did try to contact him, but he's got a lot of stuff going on in his life that he's trying to work on, which I'm going to, of course, respect that because even though he lives states away from me, he's still a dear friend. So I check on him every once in a while.
It causes disorder.
Yeah.
All right, so NAC is up 8-1.
No, 'cause this
They've already clinched this match. To clinch a match, you just need 7. Because if you get 7, that means you've got more wins than you would losses. You break the potential tie. So right now it is 8-1. There's 9 matches down. We have 3 matches left. We're gonna finish up with this map at the office, and then we'll see what the last map is going to be.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, we don't need that stuff.
If you guys like what you are seeing, if you've been enjoying your time here, if you've been enjoying the commentary, or you just like the setup, or whatever it may be, make sure you hit that follow button so you can stay up to date with everything that I do. I do stream often and a lot. I will probably be streaming a little bit of Firewall tomorrow myself. I will be leaving work early, so I'll have an opportunity to get an hour or 2 in. And my goal is to finish the last objective for Kane.
They got 1 point. We got the rest.
So I'll probably be streaming that. But be sure to hit that follow button so you can come back and enjoy some more content. If you have any recommendations for what I can do in the future for any of this commentary stuff, please be sure to shoot me a direct message and provide me some constructive criticism. I greatly appreciate it. Well, I picked the orange because that's the color for the Operation Dark Web. If we were still in Operation Nightfall, I'd pick blue. That's the reason for the orange. And I do have multiple setups. So like if I am actually playing in a match, I have a different setup for that, which is I could actually show you guys sometime. I can switch it up and show you guys what that overlay looks like. And then for all my other kind of streaming, I'm kind of creating other overlays so to make things interesting and spicy for everybody. So it looks like both of the firewalls are downstairs, which is going to make this kind of difficult because now they either have to backtrack or they're going to have to move forward and get to one of the staircases. Right where Frosty's going, right where Frosty's going is another staircase, so they're going to have to go downstairs.
And then we're going to go across.
And he's going to have to go across. They're probably watching one of these now. So they're going to have to move very slowly to ensure that they don't get caught off guard here. Alright, looks like Frosty's made it safely, and he's alone too. Oh, no, Gray Fox was following him. Very nice. Very good teamwork. Make sure that there's someone there to provide the revive.
I say we need to check the left hallway before we even try that over there.
Alright, so it looks like they're going to approach from both sides, is what it sounds like. 2 going one way to the other. Interesting movement. I don't know anyone who posts up in the back like that, especially that far away from the laptop. but they're covering all their corners. This is why they do so well. They're very tactical in what they do. They clear all the rooms. It looks like Red Room has actually barricaded themselves inside the room, and they're just going to hold that down. They're probably in the corners of that room.
Oh, I heard something downstairs, bro. Downstairs to the left.
Let's go down main stairs then.
So,
Okay.
so if they're...
Yeah, I got 2 minutes and a half.
This is what I think Red Rum's doing. I have no idea what they're doing, but this is what I think they're doing. They've got a jammer upstairs in that room, and they've barricaded at least one
They could be
door.
holding the jammer down there, boys.
And now they're going to post up in this back room and hold the jammer here.
They're holding it there.
How many?
Positions.
Gutos is getting shot, but he's holding that cover fire. It looks like he threw some smokes down. Getting the grenades out. Taking out Al Candor and Eat More LSD with the flank. Frosty Boy moving in, cleaning things up.
One left, boys. Find the jammer.
Above us. I think.
Jammer, got the jammer.
Yeah. Oh no, that's it.
Okay. Oh, that's time. Nice. Go around to the other door.
What a cleanup. Frosty just moving in with those grenades. Gudos moving in, flanking him from the left, drawing their attention. That was perfectly played. Perfectly played. Again, with that long range advantage, N.A.C. is just so devastating. They're so devastating. They're up 9-1.
Yep, good job, guys.
I'm just going to check the chat here real quick. I'll hit you up on Monday, Tuesday when I'm home, and we will talk. Okay, Titch. Yes, it was something along those lines, my friend.
That depends. What's your worst one?
Can they allow me to spectate, as in, like, in the game? No, there is no option for me to be in the party and to spectate. I think that is something that they need to add in the future. And there are a lot of people all across the world trying to make this an e-sport, because there are so many different tourneys right now. There's an Australian tournament, there's a New Zealand tournament, there's a British tournament, there's a I don't know if there's a Canadian tournament, but there should be. But if it can become an official e-sport, I'm sure they will include that so that people like myself are able to go in and look from various different angles, kind of like in an administrative way. Just look over the map and follow. That way we don't have to follow just one person, because it can make it very difficult to call things out. But I've played this game long enough that I feel like I know what most everybody is doing.
Only got 2 more games, eh? Only got 2 more games?
Yep.
And sorry, don't throw your frustration at us, bro. It's not us. We're just in the same boat as you.
Yep,
It's a
I
fucking
understand.
game.
Alright, Embassy it is.
And were we attacking first?
No, you're
Okay.
yeah, you're attacking.
All right, so this is the last map. It looks like they're going to Embassy. I'm surprised they didn't pick Fob. I don't understand why they didn't pick Fob. That is one of the Red Rum's most... that's one of their strongest maps, so that's quite interesting. Oh, so you can hear me, Titch. Well, this is very true. No one in Canada would beat the Scrub Squad.
What's that bring from?
The out-of-play area, well, hopefully with the PSVR 2, that will be corrected, because it's going to have multiple cameras, and it's going to be cordless, so it's going to allow you to move in a 360 area play. But, you know, it's really not a big deal, because usually during the gameplay, you don't even notice it. Even if you turn your head around, yes, it's there, but it's not really disruptive. You're really focused on what's happening, and, you know, you get used to it. You couldn't go without hearing my sultry voice, could you, Titch? So right now, this is the last map that they are playing. This is the most points N.A.C. has gotten. Well, no, they're tied. Okay, so
What do you want to do?
they don't. This isn't the most points. This is how many points they got in their third match. They got 9 points. So this room is hard to attack. This is a very hard room to attack. So as you can see,
Yeah, they're
these windows right here, like what Frosty's next to, that where the hanging folders are at, these are bulletproof. So you can just raise your gun and blind fire over those things. And right now, what it looks like, that's not my Yob and Gutos are going to be watching that far end, because right behind that vending machine is a stairwell, and they may come up the stairwell, so they're going to hold that, while Gray Fox and Frosty are going to focus more on the double doors on the other side of the room.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Titch, take care,
Going
ma'am.
like this.
Oh,
They hear me, or they got scout.
Yeah, it can definitely take you out of the immersion. I understand that, Jay.
Other side of my door, Frosty. A motion sensor. So mine just got blocked.
Keeps going on here.
Well, back up a little
So
bit
they're
they
just
don't see
being
you.
they're just being patient here. They're waiting for them to make a move. This is a very, very hard map, or very hard area to attack.
Push down there, yeah.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just fucking with them.
That's not my Yob, is just messing with RedRum right now, trying to get them to make a move, get them off balance. It's actually a very smart tactic to make someone think that you're going to make a move. It kind of forces them, makes them anxious, forces them to make a mistake. Again, just the patience, waiting for the team to come to you. That is sometimes the hardest thing for some players, because they're looking for that action.
Motherfucker, I'm gonna try to reset my controller real quick. Probably. Oh fuck, no, I'm not.
Okay, so right there, Frosty was trying to reset his controller, because as you could see, he was shaking it to kind of recenter it. But it looks like RedRum was moving in with at least 2 people, and they were able to hold them off. Gray Fox and Frosty holding that door down, not letting them breach it in any capacity. Got the sticky stuck up there, so it was a missed throw on their part. I believe Caliber runs with a lot of stickies. Look at that, didn't take any damage. That was beautiful. Well positioned on Frosty's part.
The stairs are here. Teabagging.
Zero patience when it comes to games. Yes, a lot of people have zero patience. All right, eat some more LSD. Put himself in a vulnerable position. Was headshot, taken down. He was revived by terrorists. But now Frosty eliminated Eat More LSD. That was a wasted revive on terrorist's part. That is not the most optimal position to be in. Terrorist is down. Caliber revives Terrorist. He's still moving in, putting in that fire, but there's no cover fire behind Terrorist or Caliber. Caliber goes down. El Candor picks up Terrorist, but now Caliber goes, or Candor goes down.
No, yup. We ace these motherfuckers.
Frosty is looking for the ace. He's taking down all the members. The last member he's got is Terrorist.
We just want the win.
Go for the ace. Go. I got my revive pistol out
What
right
is he
now.
fucking teabagging below me for, bro?
Come on, Frost.
Does he know he's fucked?
Everybody lasers up. And show the camera here.
Oh yeah.
So they need to be careful with the taunting. The taunting is grounds. Too much taunting is grounds for disqualification or a lost round. So they need to be careful that it's not excessive.
Oh yeah.
Shows unsportsmanlike conduct, and that is not that is not acceptable in their eyes and NAFWL's eyes. So now they're moving at the stairs, holding that fire, giving Frosty the chance to move in to get the ace. Wow.
Wow, that motherfucker got away from me, bro.
That was good maneuvering on his part. And Frosty with the ace, taking out Terrorist.
That motherfucker got away quick. Impact, and I shot his ass, bro.
I did notice that, Rob, yes. I did not read anything on it, just because I didn't seem very interested in it when I originally learned about it, but I'm going to take a look at it, and maybe, I don't know, maybe not put it down so hard without giving it a chance, you know? So now it's 10-1 NAC.
Oh, I didn't know I got one. Damn it.
Is this the last
Ace breaker. Gray Fox taking one away from Frosty. So no, there is no ace for Frosty.
last game wins? Okay, fellas. Good call.
No winners.
What? Come on.
So if NAC
Come on.
if NAC wins this round, wins this next match, then this will be the game that they've received the most points on. It was almost a shutout game or shutout match. They are now at 10-1. If they win this one, they will win with 11 points, pushing them that much further ahead.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna bring something else.
Alright, you boys ready? It's the last
we're
game,
ready,
so
yeah.
let's win this one. And they said that it's last game wins, so it's all good.
Yeah, you're in game chat, not in party.
You're a funny guy, too.
Oh fuck, shit.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
okay.
guys.
Yeah, he did that on
Alright, I
purpose.
think they're ready.
Alright, we're starting it
He did that on purpose. What lightning? There's lightning? There's lightning around you? Oh boy. Sorry to hear that. Terrace likes to try to play some head games and just get people to joke around. Oh, okay. All right, folks, this is the last match that we are coming to. I want to thank everybody for coming on out, hanging out with me. This is my first time providing commentary for such an event. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If there is anything that you would like me to do in the future to change things up, please be sure to send me a direct message. Let me know what you would like to see in the future. I'm going to continue to try to do this as long as I'm not playing. If I'm playing, you will see something different, but I will continue to stream those. And also if you want to, make sure you shoot me that follow, because I will be playing some Firewall tomorrow. I want to try to finish these missions, since these missions are a little bit easier and I was able to start working on them before week 3.
Yeah.
Firewall, yeah. Okay, hold on, Gob, hold on.
Yes, Jay, we are in New York. And what is it, Rob? Please share with me.
Same spot? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Steps above me.
I have C4.
let's push this way then.
Yep, I like it.
All right, so they're going to move up the stairs. They know exactly where the laptop is, and it's in the bulletproof room. It looks like.
We got 3 minutes.
I am not going to get a haircut.
I got a couple flashes.
So they're checking the balcony again. These guys are very thorough. They check everything. They don't take any precautions, they take all precautions. This is this is the same room that they were just in.
Bring that bitch in, bro.
Left door, right door.
Left door.
So now they're gonna have to try to push this just like RedRum tried to do. This is a very hard room to push.
I don't know, maybe right door.
If they have one.
They tried. Did you blow that, or did they did?
I blew it, but
That was double, right?
Take a peek. I go have double.
Okay, trying to pull those grenades, trying to make them waste their lethals.
grenades.
They're gonna keep trying to do it, and RedRum is falling for the bait here.
Why they probably
Let's go.
Flashbang.
Well, too many.
So they pushed out back into the hall, so they fell back. They're going to try to pull NAC to them and take the advantage here. So it's drawing their attention, getting their location. It's very smart. If you can't see them on the scatter, you try to make yourself exposed just a little bit so you can get their attention. He's pre-firing just a bit. He put Eat More down. Caliber picked him up. Oh, Terrorist took out Gudos. Frosty's still hurt. There's 3 people left on NAC, 4 left on RedRum. Gray Fox moving in, trying to put some bullets into them, trying to hurt them. There's the grenade. Caliber took out Frosty Boy.
I'm out of there. I'm out of there.
Backing up. That's not my yob. Oh, Frosty trying to get that grenade. Just could not get that grenade. If he did that grenade, that would have counted as friendly fire, and it wouldn't have caused any damage. Now it's 2 against 3, or 2 against 4. All of RedRum still up.
He's just there by the soda machine.
Frosty Boy eliminated Terrorist. That's 1 down. It's 2 against 3. Frosty again, eat more, knocking 2 down. Oh, and El Candor. El Candor in with the shock on the auto shotty. So close. They got to. RedRum came in with the win at the end, making the final score NAC 10, RedRum 2. That was well fought on RedRum's part at the end. They did not give up. They kept pushing. This was a very, very hard team to compete against. I'm proud of them for getting those 2 wins. There are a few mistakes that could have been corrected. NAC almost made no mistakes. They're a very solid team. That was absolutely fantastic. I applaud both teams. And it was fairly cordial throughout the entire match too. So I want to applaud them for that. They kept it clean. There were some curse words in there, but that's what you gotta expect with games such as this, and that's okay. But they were pretty much cordial throughout the entire thing, so very well done on both teams' parts. So that's NAC with 10, RedRum with 2. And that's going to conclude. That's actually going to conclude tonight's stream. Thank you very much for stopping in and checking things out. Make sure you hit that follow button so you can stay up to date on everything that I do streaming. And if you want to stay tuned for more North American Firewall League tournament matches, please make sure to come on back and check them out. I will try to be streaming them as much as possible. I am not in the captain's. I'm not in the captain's chat room, so I don't know who's streaming where or what, but I'll try to pay attention to the Facebook page to see if I can stream those in the future as well, and maybe just commentate on some of theirs. So if that's what you guys want to see, I'll definitely be sure to do that in the future. But thank you again very much for stopping on in. That's going to conclude tonight's event. Again, NAC 10, RedRum 2. That's the closer, and until next time, folks, peace.